You can tell I'm going live. Just getting my stuff set up, guys. Give me 1 second. Trying to hit up my chants on the Discords. All right, let's close Discord. We need all the processing power we can get. We are live. OBS Studio. What up? It's your boy Nick HOUTX Trader coming from Houston, Texas, live this time. Not pre-recorded, guys. This is just for training. This is not financial advice. If you need financial advice, go see an expert. Go see a financial advisor. Go see an advisor. All right, so what we're doing, guys, so what I'm doing, I'm here by myself, but I figured I'd throw this up here live just for the fuck of it. What I'm doing is trying to scalp gold, and I'm just playing around with this inducement liquidity 1 minute, see if I can figure out what's going. So obviously we're up, right? Like we see, this is what I'm thinking. If someone wants to come back and look at it earlier, or later, I mean, we're up. We're up. We topped. Now we're Elliott waving back down. We've had a clear support set up, as you can see. All right, we're breaking support as we see right now. So this for me is an indication of right here that we're breaking structure. Okay, we're breaking structure. So what I want to see then is I have a liquidity pool, as you can see, sitting here. And we have a trend line, which is also building liquidity here. So what I was hoping was that these two areas here, mostly here, would be the smart money concepts people jumping in and all these support and resistance people jumping in. Now what I see, now that it has taken this liquidity, broken this structure, again, that's not giving me further confidence that this is going to sell off. I do have this liquidity here marked up. And then after that, we have a gigantic fair value gap. So this is my target, all right, is this area. What I want to see, of course, is this right here. So that is what I'm playing. I do not want it to break this area here, but because I have a spread, my stop loss is up at 27, up here. All right, just to cover the spread. My take profit is then going to be, this fair value gap in this area. So let's see if it works. Let's see if it works. I mean, at the same time, I mean, I do have a trend line drawn up, but I mean, you also have, liquidity. It says it's working still. My computer is definitely slower now that we're running all this shit. We have liquidity there. We have a double bottom there, which is clear liquidity. We've got this similar area here. And then we have this bottom here. Okay, so these are targets. I definitely would love to see this last target get taken out, because then that is going to be our next area. But we have support resistance in these areas, like right here, support, resistance, whatever. But I think the clearest one is this gap right here. Again, there's kind of like a fair value gap, but there's that gap that I would really like to trigger. I'd really like to target. So what I'm trying to do is this. All right. And that's a 17 to 1. So let's see if we can hit it. Let's get back in here. And I'm guessing, yeah, okay, my microphone's working. I can't tell you how many times I've been on. Okay, so there's the inducement. If you ask me, this is the inducement to break structure, to break all these people who were buying here. Okay. So this low, but these were the buyers. Support, that broke them. That took whatever kind of liquidity they had sitting there. That inducement should give them enough power, give the market enough power to go up and now to break these highs here. Let's mark off the bottom of these two candles, which we can see then that broke. Okay, so it did break those candles. It did not break this area here, but again, that could just be leftover. If it doesn't do it now, that could be our leftover for when it does come back down. So now that we have liquidity here, we should have enough to push up. Okay, we should have enough to push off. This live trading and market analysis is brought to you by Blue Moon. Hello to the one person who was here for a few seconds. Sign in to chat. Well, it should already be signed in. Email. Why in the fuck? This thing should already be signed in. Let me do this. And I have no earthly idea what my passcode is for Gmail. I have not the fucking slightest clue. I highly doubt that's it. Let's try this one. Oh, did I get it? I got it. Oh, two-step, check your account to save Google, blah, 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 blah. Okie doke. Again, we're just, we're scalping, guys. Nothing super exciting. We are scalping gold on the 1 minute time, 3-minute time frame, which is basically the 1 minute time frame. I just see if we can catch this liquidity grab. That's all we're doing here. Got current viewers too. What's up for the 2 current viewer? I'm logging into the chat. You're signed in. Thank you. Sign up to get useful tips. No, just shut up, Google. Trying to sign into the chat on the OBS studio so I can see who's in here. And we got Brett. What up? I'm here, Nick. Good to hear you, buddy. What up, Brett? And there's one other person here. What up to the one other person? So, since you guys are just now joining in, right? So basically, this is what I'm trying to do. And I mean, honestly, I'm only risking $10, right? So I'm not risking a hell of a lot. But I think if this goes to TP, it's like over 100 or something, right? So small lot size, like I don't know, 0.4 or 0.5 or some shit on gold. So I'm not going crazy. But what I'm trying to do is what I'm playing with, and this is the time that I do this kind of stuff, is if on the 1 hour time frame, right? If this was a 1 hour time frame, my thinking is pretty much the same, right? We have highs, we have lows, okay, and we have highs. And then if this was the 1 hour time frame, we would have a structure here, all right? Now, I don't really consider this the break of structure because this is the true low, right? So for me, if this was the 1 hour time frame, this is just internal because you guys know that you might not know, but I'm a fib guy, right? So for me, hasn't even broken. That's just a 50% fib. That's no big deal. That's the change of character, right? This is letting you know that perhaps we could be getting into a shift change. Okay. So now we say, okay, that's a change of character. Well, if this then is the real low, again, my mouse is moving a little slower today because I'm running all this shit. But if this is the real low, right? Because it is, because this, you think high, low, right? Low, high, low, high, right? So this is the real low. You could maybe even extend it out and say, okay, well, these are the real lows. But for me, this led to a high, and then this came down, and then that led to the high. So for me, this is the low. Now that it is broken structure, like it's doing it now, that's definitely now break of structure. So we could change this red line and we could say, okay, well, for now it's broken structure, which is okay. This is what we want. Again, this might not be setting up a move for us now. I'm kind of hoping it was. That's why I jumped online. This might be setting us up for a move tomorrow during the London session. So this is what my thinking is, right? This is change of character. This is now broken internal structure. Now I realize we're on the 3-minute time frame and a lot's going to happen between now and London or New York tomorrow. But again, we can still kind of get some pips while we're practicing. So we had the up, we had the change of structure, change of character. Now we're having these Elliott waves down. This should be getting close to exhaustion because it just took out this low here and this low. We should see a retracement up. I do not want it to fill in this fair value gap. Okay. I want that fair value gap to stay in place because this is going to be my target. Fair value gap. Okay. So what I want to see then is this to bounce off. Break the trend line technically, but this is the support and resistance area as we see right here, right? resistance, or excuse me, support, resistance, and now we have, sellers stacking in their positions. And so if this is going to hunt liquidity, which I think it's doing, because it just hunted that liquidity, hopefully this is the turnaround to come up here and now to hunt all of this liquidity. I do not want it to break this top. All right. I mean, I do see this and this. I only have my stop loss above this because of a spread on my broker. I want it to really hit right there. Maybe split 50-50 and then flip and turn. And so I'm willing to risk that small amount of pips to see that this works. Again, this is the same type of thing, the same type of strategy that I use on the higher time frame on the hourly, right? We don't like to enter trades, or we try not to enter trades until liquidity has been taken. And when this is liquidity right there. So let's just imagine this is a 1 hour time frame. Okay, we broke structure, letting us know that the the bears are in charge. I'd like to see this pull up, come up to here, and then reject. So now if we were to put some more sauce on this, we would say, okay, and we'll just say right now this is the bottom. We don't know, but we'll just pretend time. And then look, we're trading gold. Gold loves a 78.6. I told you guys a million times in a row, gold loves 78.6. So now here's the thing. I like to trade Fibonacci's. People say all the time Fibonacci's or this and that. The market doesn't move because it hits a 78.6 or an 88.6 zone. But for me, it just so happens, and here's a perfect example right now, that the place where I think it's going to turn around happens to be the 78.6. And if it's not the 78.6, it's pretty fucking close, right? So if I play around the 78.6 to 88.6, if I play in this zone, 9 times out of 10, I'm catching that area. I mean, as long as my Fibonacci's are correct, right? I don't want to give some crazy 9 times out of 10, but as long as my Fibonacci's are correct, I'm catching the area where it's supposed to turn around. All right, so I'm not going to put this Fibonacci on here now because, look, it went just a little bit deeper. But even as it goes a little bit deeper, my 78.6 now lines up perfectly with the 50% of that fair value gap in that last candle that I marked off. That's the candle that I'm trying to target. So come on, baby, let's see if this fucker will turn. So again, you could do this exact same thing on the hourly, but I'm practicing, as I've mentioned to you guys 9 times. So let's take away this fib and let's do the Elliott wave fib for reversals. Okay, let's see if we could pinpoint where it's actually going to reverse. So for that situation, since that low has already been broken, let's fib this to here. All right. So now we see the 78.6 is the bottom of the fair value gap where I think this is going to turn around perhaps. This is kind of why I'm taking my profit maybe right here in the middle of this fair value gap where this kissing candle is. But then, okay, so let's mark off these waves. We had the first touch support broke, and then this is kind of like the wave that I like, right? The second wave down. So it could be there, or you could even say it's there. 61.8 is right there, and that is what it's respecting right now. Technically, we'd want to probably draw it all the way to there, okay? Because that's the low. Yeah, let's just draw it from there to there. It looks cleaner. 61.8 is where it's at. Also, look that this is the 61.8 on the buy side. So I'm hopefully this will be it. Again, we're on the 3-minute chart, super small time frames. There's no fucking telling. The smaller the time frame, as you guys know, the less, the weaker it is. Thanks for all 6 people in here. Yo, put something in the chat so I know who's in here with me. So again, what we're trying to do then is we see that we have liquidity built up on the top side. We see there's a fair value gap, which is obviously attracting this price. Now, we might not catch this particular move, but my sell area here is still valid, right? Even if this comes down and knocks out our fair value gap and finds support in this area, this is still where I want it to come and then turn back around, because by then, all of this liquidity has been set inside of here along this trend line. And so perhaps when we get down to there, we should look for buys to get us back up to where we're going. Because currently, I mean, in the big time frame things, gold's bullish. We should be buying. I get that. We also see the trend line on bottom here, which also lets us know that this is bullish. And in the big time frame, since we're just looking at it, I really think gold is going to turn around up here, right here tomorrow. So I have my sell zone, but in real life, my big account, the one I'm really risking money on, I'm doing this. I think I even put that in the chat because I want to see this come all the way down and knock out that liquidity. So again, we have this triple bottom. We have lots of liquidity here. We have this trend line on its way up, which is letting me know there's lots of buyers. Look at all these buyers sitting in here. All right, look at all these buyers in here and all these little wicks. So really, I want to see this fucker turn around and sell off. And unfortunately, I think it's happening right now. This is the reason why I'm on this call. So again, let's get back into what we're doing here. We don't get too distracted. There's the extensions hitting. Now, I'm just going to go back to that 15-minute candle and show you guys one thing. Let's hide this. You see why I'm saying that I think it's happening now? Look at that bear candle. That candle just broke all of this structure right here. All these wicks, all of the support, it just broke. So we're waiting for the retracement to come back up and hopefully find this candle or find some area in here to flip it, right? That's what I'm looking at. So as I was on the, sitting at my desk looking at this price action, I see it come up. Well, let's just look at this. Let's just reset this chart. All right. Let's just go back to 30. All right. So this is what I see here. I see this double top, which is liquidity. I see this order block here. This is the last buy candle, and this is the move. I mean, this is where we had some buyers, and then it sank. It came out, it liquidated this area, and we have this long wick in this area. So I don't want it to break here, and honestly, I don't want it to break here because this is the area that gave us a push. This candle, though, and I don't want to mark it, all my drawings will come back, but this candle right here is really the candle that set it free. Right, that candle is the last sell candle that really started the movement. So that's the candle that I don't want to break. So if I come back in here to the smaller time frames, put all this shit back on, I don't want to break. And when I come into the smaller time frames, I've identified an area that I really want it to hold. Okay, so this is how sometimes you guys see me catch a crazy entry near the 786 for just a few pips. This is kind of what I do. I've come back through here and I've spotted this fair value gap, the bottom of that candle and the top of this candle. I think maybe it's on the 3-minute time frame, but you get the idea. There's a that's the gap, and you see this is the bottom of the 78.6, and the middle of my little gap is right there next to it. So I mean, you're talking about a pip away or something. But there's the area, right? So there's the bottom of that candle, and there's no candle in between these two wicks. So let me just zoom this in. Okay, so then you could see that there's a wick there and there's a wick there. There is no wick in between these two candles. This is just straight sell. So this is the fair value gap that I have marked off, and that's the area that I want to target for sells. But again, now look at price pulling this back up. That's right next to my 78.6. So I'm good to go on that. Let's get back in here. There we go. So there's the push up right on the 61.8 that we said. Okay. Look, it's rejecting our Fibonacci perfectly. This lets us know that the Fibonacci is in tune. See how it rejected the 61.8? We'll get this nice push up. Here we go. This is what we want. Let's see this fucker break this trend line. Knowing us, knowing our luck, it's going to fucking reject the trend line. But again, we don't take these kind of trades because there's too much liquidity sitting above us. We don't enter at liquidity. We enter once liquidity has been taken. Okay, once the market has been manipulated and people's stops are ran, this is when we take our orders. This is when we take our entries. So we could say that's now, or you could say it should be up here somewhere, but that's not what my analysis is saying. I don't want this to get broken. And again, I guess if we wanted to look, let's just do this top to now what we can see is the bottom. Okay, look at this. I mean, guys, you can't fucking make this up. 78.6 is literally right in the middle of my area, right where I said I wanted to enter. So again, we're doing this live. I can't make this up. This is why I enter on the 78.6. again, the market doesn't move because of 78.6, but it just so fucking happens to seem that 78.6 is always the area. I think in real life, I think my entry's at 24.25. So I think I'm actually, technically, that'd be 10 pips below. Maybe like right here. Something like that. I think it's 24.25. I had to check, but Matthew King, what up, V-Tope? Yeah, what up, dude? Thanks for joining in. This is where the nighttime, where the market moves much slower and a little more. It's just obviously calmer because we're in Asian session right now, sitting session, going into 80 session, whatever. We don't risk as much money. I'm only risking $10 on this trade. I mean, straight up. But if it hits what I want, and that's a 1 to 7, I'll make $170 off this one trade if it hits where I think it's going to go. But again, I have a much larger position setting up here where I'll make a couple $1,000s above on the bigger account. So this is the small account where I can hone the skills and practice and practice looking at, well, just practice looking at market flow, and practice looking at candle structure and practice looking at where liquidity is and how I think the market's going to go and practice my fibs, right? Like we just identified that the Fibonacci of 61.8 is right there, and look, it rejected it perfectly. We drew the Elliott waves on the way down, and we drew the 61.8 and rejected perfectly. So that lets me know that the fibs are dialed in to where I want them to be. Yeah, so I'm good to go. Again, this 78.6 is lining up with my 2.36 extension. Again, guys, you can't make this shit up. It seems like the market moves by math, right? So if this is our buy, this is our 78.6. This is where I like to take buys, right up, right? This is our sell down. And now we're having a nice retraction to the 61.8. Hopefully it breaks. It goes to 78.6. We get our entry. But look where the TP extension is. And this is going to be our TP1 right there, right? So, it just lets me know that I'm kind of, hopefully dialed into this little session right here. Everything seems to make sense. And so when you hear people say like you're a new trader, and when I was a new trader, my coaches would be like, I need 5 or 6 confluences. I'm like, what? 5 or 6 confluences? I'll never get a fucking trade. Well, you can see right now I'm starting to stack some, right? We've had a change of character. We've had a break of structure. We've had, rejections. Our Fibonacci's are in order. We don't have any RSIs on this time frame. Maybe in the 1 minute. Yeah, look, in the 1 minute, we're getting overbought. We did have this little break of structure. So, again, whatever I'm saying here, like take this and, perhaps you don't have the time of day or whatever to practice on a 1 minute or a 3 minute chart. But you could apply this to the 4-hour chart. You could apply this to the daily. You could apply this to the higher charts, right? You have bigger stop losses, but you also catch bigger moves. And then sometimes the risk reward is harder on those, the R&R, because you're not always going to catch a 1,000 pip move, right? But if I can catch this, I can catch 100 points. Whatever it is, the R&R is easier to get to, the ROI, if you will. And I just noticed it looks like my stop loss is above the 88.6. So my stop loss is at 27. Yeah. 24, 27, and hopefully that should protect me from any sort of spread that I have. So again, guys, this is doing exactly what we want. Change of character, break of structure, liquidity above. We want to see this come up here, knock out all these early sellers, and then find this area and tank off. That's what we're hoping for. Okay. This is giving us an indication. I realize that we're still bullish, so this is, it's always risky, right? All trades are risky. More so than perhaps a continuation of a buy, right? Like it would probably be safer if we'd have found some sort of buy signal or buy down here somewhere. But if you ask me, I think it's about to turn around. And if it doesn't turn around, then it is what it is. Lose $10. It's okay. If you guys have any questions, there's 5 of us in here now. Throw it in the chat so I could talk about something else. So if Matt is still in here, we could perhaps look at some crypto real quick. Let's do the split screen so we can still look at our gold. Dude, I don't even know how much XRP I have right now. I have no idea. I had like $1,000 in it. And then I can't remember if I sold it or not. I don't know. But I'm pretty sure I bought XRP way back there. There's no telling how much I got in it. But, so if we look at XRP, there's been a lot of news on it lately, right? Let's just think about this logically. Jesus, dude, it went all the way up to $3. Let's look at XRP logically. Let's delete this shit. All right. I mean, what's XRP really doing? I mean, it's kind of a shitty trend line on the bottom. I guess we could make it look better if we did this with it. All right. Yeah, I just don't like. Just so ugly. And this is on the daily chart. You know? I don't know. I'm not bullish on XRP yet. Look, high. Look, lower high, double top, lower high. So for me, it hasn't. I mean, yeah, it's a cool push up. I get it, but it came right back down. So really, if I was going to start buying XRP, I'd almost want to see this top get broken and come back down and catch it from here on the 40 range. Yeah, I really don't give a shit about XRP. Let's go and look at this. Look at Bitcoin, dude. I bought Bitcoin at $50,097. That's what I'm talking about. 50,097. Right there. I bought it. Right in this order block. Guys, so this is what I was trying to tell people. You know, the market moves where people buying, bunch of buyers right here. Bunch of buyers. Bought up. Guess what? They put in a bunch of more money right here. Bought up. So now what's the market want to do? Like I tell you, it wants to take out all these people, take all these people out, and hit that order block. And it's exactly what it did. So I was trying to tell people, let's use the Z button. But dude, I'm super pumped on Bitcoin on that $50,000 buy. So I bought it on my leverage account, and I just have a runner. I already took all my profit off of that, and I have a runner, and the runner's up, so we're good to go. I thought that maybe it was going to turn around that double top, but I was fucking fooled. And it kept rushing. It kept running. It's kind of hard. I don't like doing this on the split screen because all my drawings are messed up. So I'm gonna go back to normal screen. Like all those drawings I was just erasing had already been erased a long time ago. So, okay, guys, let's catch this fucking gold cell. It's finding this resistance again. It's finding the resistance. So what we might see, and if you were like trying to be super, how would I say, cautious, you could see a pump, and then maybe like a couple little small supports, and then another retest in this area, and then go. Right? That doesn't always happen, but if you wanted to be safer, you would do that. Okay. Maybe on a bigger time frame or something that might be your play, but on right now. Yeah, and this is not super exciting stuff. It's not like we're trading New York Open or and then agent sets up a 1 minute time frame. The fucking market moves. I mean, the market moves the way the market moves. Liquidity is liquidity. Now, what Asian will do is set up a zone, right? And London will come back and usually knock that zone out and give New York probably give a continuation. But we can still come in here and practice looking at these candles and practice marking off our areas, our support, our resistance, and whatnot, and still catch and trying to, like I said, practice. Here we go. Here we go. So this is our entry right here. Bottom of this candle.
I mean, technically, maybe it should be better if halfway through the fair value gap. I don't give a shit. I think my interest 24.25. I don't know. I have the pending order set. Let's see what it says. Yeah, 24.25 is my pending order, and we're 24.25.86 is what it says. We're about to get hit, and I'm selling now because that was it, motherfucker. Okay, close this out. I'm hitting sell right now.
I'll wait for my pending order. Gold sell right there. Close that out. Okay, I'm in. My trigger on the limit. So I just entered it manually. So I'm in, technically I'm in a profit just a little bit right now. All right. Not the absolute sniper entry I wanted because it didn't hit, but there is my mark off. You guys saw it live. That's my area. Let's see what happens. All right, guys. We're in profit. Let's see if this motherfucker breaks. Let's go. Come on, baby. What up? What up? What up? We just took a live. Uh, what's the stop? 24.47. I went just right above. Okay, because my broker has a spread, obviously, so I wanted to protect against the spread. So really, my stop loss would be this candle right there. But because I have a spread, I just moved it up higher than that candle. That way, I wouldn't get stopped out just because of a fucking spread issue. So that's a good reaction, dude. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and pound my chest to say that's a fucking smoking ass trade and blah 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 blah. I get it, but that's a solid reaction. That's a good wick, and that's a rejection, dude. I mean, let's see what the 1 minute candle looks like. Yeah, dude, that's a doge. That's a falling star, right into our zone, dude. If this fucking holds, come on, guys, come on, guys. Y'all seeing this shit live? Y'all are seeing this shit live. So I don't know how many other traders are going live during any session for that matter and showing you on the 1 minute chart, fully break down everything and caught an entry. Now, I think most people would probably break even when we clear these candles right here. We clear these candles right there, we could move to break even. All right. So we're already up 20 pips, 20 points. There it is, bro. We could move to break even right now. And now we have a risk-free trade. Let's go to my broker. I'm already up $14. I risked 10. So I'm already up 1-to-1. Let me move this stop loss to 0. 0. Oh, that says 1. 0. I'll make it 50 cents. But see, I'm going to be careful. Actually, I'm going to be careful on moving the stop loss in because I have a spread. So right now, if I was to move that stop loss, I'd almost be stopped out because of the spread. So I'm going to wait. Let's wait for this to break. Break. If we didn't have a spread, obviously, I'd be calling, we'd be moving a stop loss, but we have a spread. So I don't want to lose this trade just because of a fucking stupid spread, which is like 0.25, 25, 2.5 pips, 30. It says 3, like 30 pips, but it's really, I don't think it's really 30 whole pips. So right now I would have been broken out. I'd have been stop lost right now at break even if I'd have moved my stop loss. So a little more calm, a little more patience on that, and we'll see what happens. This is the reaction I wanted though. So the fact that this is retracing, is it the best? I'd love it if it just fucking sank. But this could be the retest that we're talking about, right? I'm not also super happy that it found that fucking trend line of support. But let's see what's got. Let's see what's happening here. What up? What up, bro? We're scalping some Goldilocks. We want this. We just entered off this wick. We caught a sniper fucking entry if this bitch holds. And my boy Cody's on here. Basically broke this whole chart down from the very beginning and showed exactly why I wanted to take this trade right here. We're on the 1 minute time frame. We only have very, very small. Some people would say that's, 12 pips, 12 pips, 18 pip stop loss. Some people call that 1.82 pip stop loss, whatever. Basically from $1.25 to $1.26. So you're looking at, almost a dollar and something, $1.18. Um, but I'm risking $10, and my profit, if I hit it, it's gonna be like 100 and something, $170, I think. Blah, blah, my boy Cody Hannes, the dirty fucking Sanko kids. Let's watch this motherfucker reject. So if you're just joining us, Cody and Mr. Nakshatra Tech. All right, this is what I'm thinking. Okay, this is the reason why we took this trade. I'll go over it one more time. All right, as we could see, the market was bullish. If we were to zoom out, we would see that the market is even more, continue to be bullish. We'll go to the 3 minute real quick. You see how the market is pumping and the market is bullish, right? We're clearly bullish. But when we got up to this area, right, I saw support being formed here. Okay, and that's why I drew this area. That's why I drew this block right here. Let me just change it. We can see it a little easier. Zone. I saw that area. I saw it get break. So for me, that's a change of character. COCH, a change of character right there. All right. Broke down, it came back up. Now, what I'm looking for when I do this is a support area, support, turned into resistance. Okay. And now it's returning resistance rejected. It rejected. Look at all these wicks right here. Reject, reject. Now I know there's sellers here. All right. And so that for me is liquidity sitting right there. The market continued on to break down through this support area here. Buyers, 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 buyers. It took out that liquidity. It also broke structure, BOS. That's the actual real low. If you look at the waves up, the Elliott waves up, that's the low that led to this high. So that's structure. Structure got broke. Now I've kind of confirmed to myself that the sellers are here. I want to see these fuckers, these sellers here, get taken out. And I want to see this sell off. Okay. So we have some indication that the sellers are here. Now, we Elliott waved the Fibonacci's, right? And saw that, hey, look, it's turning around right at the 61.8. So we're good to go there. Now, I love trading gold at the 78.6. This, again, is the second leg of the Elliott wave. So, again, we're Elliott waving. There's the first one down. Second one, back up. Third one, right? So we're Elliott waving. So we measure the second wave, again, B to C. We get the TP extension perfectly. It turned around right where we wanted it to perfectly. So now what we do here is I can Fibonacci this whole thing top to bottom, right? Now, since that's an entire move, I love taking gold to 78.6. But it didn't quite hit the 78.6. You can see I'm a little bit short. But what it did do is I came down here in the 1 minute time frame and realized that this sell candle, this last candle here, was the juice that it needed to finally break this structure, this change of character. That candle was the candle that led to this big sell off. So that was my target. Didn't quite hit the 78.6, but I mean, it might do it right now, right? It might hit it right now. But that's okay. I still have my stop loss above. So anyways, that was the target. It hit it. We had a gigantic sell-off candle. That lets me know that there's some sellers here. It's just giving me a retest, which is cool. If we come back into this 1 minute time frame, it's doing exactly what I want it to, because now it's building up support, which again is going to be liquidity on the bottom side. So all we need to see now is it reject this area. Hopefully this 78.6 or this candle right now should reject. Take out this support, which should give it enough juice now to come all the way down. So don't knock me out, you fucker. I'm on. How close am I to being stop loss? Well, do I have a stop loss? Well, I don't have a stop loss. Okay, well, my stop loss was 27, which it didn't get hit yet. Again, I don't want it to break this right here, this 88.6. The 88.6 is the top of that. I do not want that to break. So if this breaks and goes, then I'm just going to close this out and be done with it. But this is doing what I want it to do. I understand that we're bullish, and so we're trying to catch the bull by the horn here and go against the trend. It broke trend line, but it did not fill in all of this fair value gap. So we still have some liquidity set below it. You know, this is Asian time frame, so maybe it's going to manipulate a little more than it normally would. I would think that that would have been the candle there that it held, but it wasn't. So we're going to give this a second longer. And I bet you if we just come out to the time frame, this is probably just going to be a fucking big wick or something. Yeah, see, look. So, again, I'm not stressed because if this candle closes, we've got, well, I don't have the countdown timer on there. We've got a minute, less than 1 minute for this 5-minute candle to close. So, let's see this 5-minute candle close with a wick down below that, this box right here, below this area. I would love for it to close below my box right here. It doesn't have to. Definitely close below the 78, but I'd like to close below this. And if this even flipped and gave us a doji or flipped and gave us a bull candle or a bear candle, I'd be super pumped. So let's just look at it on the smaller time frames because that's where we took the trades on the 3. But we can see even on the 3-minute time frames, it's giving us a hell of a wick. So you could try to catch this, you know, like I did up here. Or, I mean, hell, you could maybe even play this completely different and play like a sell stop, set of a limit order like I do, and wait for the price to break and then go, and then you could get in your trade. That way you don't have to worry about how high up it goes. So there's the close of the 3-minute below our section. Look at that, right below where I wanted to close. Right there is where I wanted to close, and it closed right on it. So let's see this fucker reject. That's a good wick, dude. I like that wick below the 78.6. So again, this is how we practice, right? So maybe I just need to remember, like, give it this extra room in Asia to give it this wick up through the 88.6, but I definitely do not want to break the 886 because that's that candle. So my stop loss should technically, if I had a stop loss, should be like, you know, whatever the spread is above this candle. But that's pretty fucking close to that candle. I think we're good. Well, only time will tell. I guess I'll play it safe and just put a stop loss up here just so I know that in case I see a crazy fucking candle, I'll be out 24.28. Let's just put that in there now. Super big stop loss, but I'm not planning on letting it go that far. Super big. It's only 30 pips. 24. What did I say? 38? 28. Okay. So I have that stop loss in up there just in case we get some crazy fucking candle that no one's expecting and just runs through. That way I won't be down big time. But really, in real life, if this thing starts to break above this, I'm going to close out. That's not the trade for me. Okay. And then that's just telling me it's going to continue bullish. But I do love how these candles are rejecting. So doing what I want it to do. It came a little bit higher than I wanted it, right? I really wanted that to be the candle, but that's okay because it's just manipulating. That's just buyers are getting in early, like I did, and it sold. We all thought we were fucking rock stars, and it came and said, fuck you one last time. There's the fuck you candle. Now let's see this fucker sell off. But again, we were smart, or we thought we're smart. Maybe we are, maybe we're not, that we had this stop loss above here. All right. Again, I also see that there's a double bottom right here. So that's liquidity, giving me patience, giving me hope that it's going to come down and at least take that out. And once it breaks below this, then we can move our stop losses to break even. If that's our stop loss there, we're looking for like at least a 1 to 3 trade. If I risk 10, I'm looking for 30. So when this hits 30, I'm gonna take half of it. So we're actually still in drawdown. We're actually in this area. It's like watching paint dry, waiting for the market to take all these sellers. What do you know about gang gang, bro? What you know about that? What you know about gang gang? Come on, fucker. Let's see this bitch reject. It had its fun. It did its manipulation. Let's see this fucker reject. Come on. I see you, Goldie. I see you, Goldie. Come on, baby. This fucker rejects and breaks his trend. I'm gonna grab that bottle of whiskey in my fucking freezer. Come on, motherfucker. 9 o'clock at night. Give us a rejection. I mean, dude, I wonder what that 5 minute candle looks like. Yeah, dude. It's a solid candle. Look, it closed right where I had my line. Right? Closed right below it. Hella wick. That hella was for you, Cody. Hella wick. Damn. That fool's still in town? Or do you fly back all the way back over there? Over for a special here, about 30. All right, so kind of what I really want to do then is just honestly start to reduce the stop loss. My stop loss is way higher, but if it gets back up in here, we're fucking losing this trade. So what I can do then is again, I have a big stop loss just because of the fucking 30 point uh, spread I have. This motherfucker needs reject, dude. It's playing with our emotions. That should be it, man. That should be it. Bulls are starting to show their head. We've had some good rejections. Those 5 minute candles are reject well. That other 5 minute candle just closed. What did it look like? Yeah, the 5 minute candle closed. Bullish, bearish. I keep fucking that up. Bearish. So it's like, come on, man. Get with the program. I'm gonna start deleting some of this shit. There's too much stuff on my screen. I really want to delete this. Fucker. Delete that. Delete that. We don't need that anymore. Well, I mean, we had the rejection up. Two candles closed below it. Let's see this fucker reject, man. Again, I was originally risking like $10. I'm down $6 right now. No big deal. We're playing small change in a Asian session. I'm not worried about the fucking money. Got it yesterday. Uncle Unclear. What up, Unclear FedEx? Uncle, how is Sol BTC looking for this week, next week? Cody Hannes got in yesterday. Yeah, so we can look at some cryptos. My boy Cody Hannes in the chat here is a dirty Senko fucker. He's one of those Ethereum losers. He needs to get off of the Ethereum because Ethereum's going to die one of these days. He needs to get on the fucking Solana bandwagon. Come on, Cody. You know you want Solana. Let's look at the old Bitcoinage real quick. God, don't fucking do this to me, gold. I really need to pay attention to this gold. If this gold breaks this right here, I'm closing my fucking trade. It needs to reject, dickhead. Come on, gold. Fuck, I'm out. There goes my stop loss. I hit it. Yikes! $26. I was only supposed to be risking 10. That's good old Asian manipulation. So DMT lives on. So there it goes. We just lost our ass. We didn't lose our ass, but we tried, man. It's like the market wanted. Again, this is the game. We had the analysis and just manipulated this. I guess this is why you don't fucking trade Asian session. But it is what it is. Let's go back and we'll do the crypto shit real quick, and I'll end this chat because all I wanted to fuck around with that gold, and now that it broke my structure, there's gonna be till tomorrow until I can find some more structure. Let's just do this. Reset. Solana one day, right? So again, this does not look like Solana one day. I thought this, oh, 1 minute, I was about to say. This does not look right to me. Okay, here we go. Let's delete whatever the hell this is and delete this. Okay, so what I like to do with crypto, especially, is look at, as you guys know, look at where liquidity is, look at Fibonacci's, look at daily support and resistance. So this is something you guys can do in your charts, right? If you go to the daily time frame, go to the line chart, all right? And I tell you guys this a lot probably. Look at where you have downs meet ups, meet this little consolidation, this consolidation, these downs, right? That's an area. That's a support and resistance area. Price moves in that area. And the same thing here. Look at all these downs, down, 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 which is really close to this top, right? So when we look at this, now we kind of give ourselves an idea of where are the major areas that you can expect price to move around. We can break this down even closer and go to the 4 hour, and now we kind of just pay attention. If we're looking at the 4 hour, we kind of pay attention to this zone, right? I don't really care about everything else to the left. This is the most recent activity. So we can do the same thing. We can say, okay, well, I have a top. This top meets this down area, right? Right here, right? Even if you wanted to, you could maybe even draw like a little thing like this. All right, so that meets that. Where's the next one? We got some tops here. All right, so these tops meet these bottoms, meet that bottom, meet that consolidation. So now we see this little zone, right? We put our candlesticks back on. All right, and now we kind of look. Okay, so let's go back to, let's say, the 12 hour, just a little bit further out. Okay, high, low, lower high, double bottoms, lower high, almost. But this, here's the deal. This is what happened here. This was the double top, and it sold off. This is the fuck you manipulation, taking out this liquidity and this liquidity before it went. So that's the only reason why you have this high right there. I mean, yes, it is technically a higher high, but that's not saying the bulls are in charge. That's a screw you candle, all right? And that obviously that's a screw you candle because it just melted. Okay, so now what? This then took out all of this liquidity and all of this liquidity. So we have plenty of power to go up. Now, since we've had such a sell down and such a drawback up, this market is going to want to relieve some of this pressure and come back down. Right? It's just inevitable that this at some point is going to want to come back down, maybe to there, maybe to here, and then continue its way up. All right. So that's the game we need to figure out as traders. So let's just come down to a smaller time frame in the 1 hour. All right. So again, we're at our support and resistance area. We are overbought on the RSI. And technically, I mean, if you really, really, really wanted to micromanage that, that technically is divergent. You have a high. These 2 points are technically lower as this is getting higher. So this is the classic case of divergence right there. Okay. So what we need to do before we start taking trades off that is we need to make sure that this is actually the top. Okay. So how do we do that? Well, we start using tools. Okay. Fibonacci, top to bottom. All right. Right there. 61.8, man. That's the magical fucking ratio. So what I would like to see then, and you could also see how this is starting to get weaker. Right? It's pretty obvious. So then what I'd like to see then is a good break of structure. Perhaps we can find a trend line. All right. A break of structure. Or we could say we need to find a break of structure here, there. What I'd like to see is then break, retest, and then go. And now you know that the bears are in fact. Hey, baby. You want to say hi? Hi. You want to trade Bitcoin? Can I have a kiss? You want to trade Bitcoin? Can you say hi, Cody?
Hi, Cody.
Hi, Cody.
Hi, JJ. Hi, JJ.
You not that's not Tay Tay.
Coco Melon.
Hi.
Cody and JJ.
Oh, JJ. Hi, JJ.
Hi, Mommy.
Mommy.
Hi, Daddy.
Hi, Daddy. Can you say Bitcoin?
Hi, baby.
Baby.
Papa, Papa.
Can you say hi, Bitcoin?
Hi, Chemicals.
No, that's beer.
Don't touch.
No blue moon for you.
Come on, let's go.
You time to go night night.
Hi.
Time to go night night.
Feed the baby.
No.
What do you mean?
The dogs need food.
Oh yeah. Love you. Night night. Bye. She said hi, Cody. Like I was saying before my daughter came in. Be sure, you know what I'm saying? So like I was playing around on the 1 minute time frame, but basically this is the same thing that you do on this higher time frame, right? Is if you have some order blocks and you have some people selling here, right? We want to see some sort of structure set up, and I like to see structure get taken out, right? So for me, almost I wouldn't even trade this, to be honest with you. What I would do then is, and this is the part where you don't catch all the trades, right? But really, if it's me, this whole area is now sellers. Let me just go back to this zone. Okay, that's sellers. Let me just delete this. We already know that's support and resistance. That's sellers, right? So if we look, we have money brought in here. We have money here. We have money here. These people have already been taken out, and now we have money here. So I'd like to see this come and do one of these things. Maybe even scoop down, take out a little bit of this, come back up then, and then find this order block for us to sell off. Also, that's where the daily support and resistance area is in this area here, right at the bottom of this, right? So if it was me, I would be patient and see if we can get just like a wick up or something and then sell off. But if you're dollar cost averaging, or if you're not trading like a big margin account, or somehow you're shorting, you could, I mean, technically you could short now. We are divergent. So we're getting to the point now where you can start to see a pullback on Solana. I just don't go crazy and start pulling the trigger yet, because I mean we are in a good area, but right now we don't have any sort of break of resistance. Excuse me, a break of structure. As you saw me do in the 1 minute chart, where I was looking at internal time frames and break of structure, we'd want to see it at least break this. All right. If it comes down and breaks this, now we know that the sellers are in charge. Come back up, mess around, set up liquidity on top, come down, take out that liquidity, do not break this top, and then you'd sell off there. So that's kind of the reason. So patience for Solana for now, but it is getting closer to the point where you could start expecting a pullback. Bitcoin is just, I thought that was going to happen today, and it didn't, and it just kept running. I was expecting it. You have all this liquidity below. I was expecting it to maybe reject. I saw these 3 sideways candles right here by the daily, and I saw this order block, and it just went through it. So I mean, Bitcoin is so strong right now. Again, but you're expecting some sort of retracement. Let's just fib this top to bottom. Right there. So we're right at the 61.8. And is it a miracle that it wicked above it and closed below? I mean, I don't think it's a miracle. It's just fucking mathematics. I mean, with the Fibonacci's computer trading, I mean, this is what they do. They trade fucking algorithms. They trade numbers, and 61.8 is the magical ratio. And you also have that order block, and this is also kind of like a support and resistance area technically right there. And so it kind of found it, but really just kind of an order block. And actually, now that we look at it, that's a support resistance area right there. So you could expect to see some sort of reaction here. And there's a lot of liquidity below. Do I think it has enough power to go all the way down there? I don't know. I do see a lot of areas up here though. Like you've got this big candle. It's a fair value gap right there. So for now, there's a lot of liquidity below. I think there's a lot of reasons why Bitcoin should pull around and at least sell off a little bit, because probably people are start taking their profit, man. If you're like me, I bought in at $50,097. So basically 50,000 even, and now you're up to 61,000. That's 11 grand. You're starting to take some of your profit. And so yeah. Also, okay, so let's put some more sauce on this, since we're sitting here and we're fucking around. After this, we're gonna call it a night. All right. Where's this TP at? 61.8. I mean, we didn't hit it. Maybe we will push up just a little bit higher. We could maybe make sure Fibbo is just a little bit more perfect, but I mean, you're getting to that area where buyers are getting exhausted. You know, but it's hard to say that it's getting exhausted because I mean, look how strong it is. So with the strength of the market, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's done. Usually it likes to move at Elliott waves, and so that third wave, 61.8 extension is right next to 88.6. So really, I mean, in the next week or so, you could really see this thing. Maybe it comes back down here and finds this daily zone, pops up, finds this daily zone, and then terminates at this daily zone, which is actually the 61.8 and the 88.6, right at 67,000, which is also clearing at the very top of this order block here, and basically that order block, and then start to a deeper retracement, probably back down here to the 57 range, because this is kind of like a cool little area right there, right? And then all-time highs. So hopefully that answers your question. But for now, I'm buying. I'm not buying anymore. I have a runner. I've already bought. I'm already in. And I bought Solana in the 20s, the low 20s, something, 20. Yeah. I bought Solana down here in the low 25s, 20, somewhere down here, 23. So we're up to what, 162 now? So yeah, I'm up. And then look at Jupe. Let's look at, Render. I called out Render the other day. I had some, if you know, Pixel Rainbow is like, yo, all my friends are saying buy Render. And so I marked up this area where I liked, and it wicked that area and pushed off. It hasn't broken structure yet, so I'm not fully calling it a buy, but I am going to say that if it breaks the structure right here, that is a buy. All right, so if it breaks $5, we need to start looking and buying some of that shit. And then what's the other one? Jupe. I'm getting tired. What's the other one? Jupe. It's 9 o'clock at night. I got to get up to crack of dawn tomorrow. So what's Jupe looking like? So again, I called out the buy here on Jupe at 70, 80 cents. It ran up to $1.20. So I mean, that was a good run up. It's just come back down and retested this area, and now it's pushing right back off. So again, I'm back in profit at 80 cents. So now it's not a bad time to buy some Jupe because it just came back down. And anyone who caught that trade, it just came back down and gave them a double bottom, which we can play double bottoms, right? Bottom, up, bottom. We can play double bottoms. If it comes back down here, do not play it a third time because it will then drop and take out all these people. So it hasn't done that. It's holding its fair value gap. So if you haven't bought Jupe, now is not too late. You're still within a few pennies of it where I got in. I got in at 76. It's at 88. So it's only 10 cents difference, right? So hopefully that helps. All right, guys, thanks for joining in. Sorry we lost that gold trade. I'm just going to check on it one more time to see how fucking bad it did, or if it manipulated us and did exactly what we thought it was going to do. Let's see if it fucked me or not. Nope, it broke highs. So it's it's bullish, and we're fucking around on the 1 minute time frame, trying to get your turnaround, and it didn't happen. So this break of structure, taking out this liquidity, was the fuel that it needed to set the all-time high. So hey, it happens. It's worth a shot. All right, gents, have a good night. Thank y'all for stopping by. Sorry we couldn't catch that trade, but it is what it is. Y'all have a good one and good luck trading. If y'all have any questions, hit me up in the fucking Discords.